Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart, where Amanda and I and a special guest will read the anonymous worst things you've ever done, some funny headlines you've probably seen on your FYP.
And sent to us
And
repeatedly.
sent to us. Oh, yes. And couple of really gross things from me.
Great.
I'm Lucy.
I'm Amanda, and we are honored, privileged, a little horny to welcome M. Schulz of And That's Why We Drink podcast to the stage. Oh, that was boring.
Wait a minute.
Cheering. There it is.
Wow, that really actually did something in me. Thank you.
We're all like Tinkerbell. We need applause to survive.
Oh my God, that was that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I really did actually need that just pat on the back. Thank you, and I'm glad at least one person is horny for me. That's excellent. Thank you.
Oh,
I just spit and hit my hand on my microphone simultaneously. There are at least two in this group chat.
Thank you. Is it you and you? I don't know. Is
I
Lucy and
definitely-
I'm horny.
Okay, great.
I'm horny.
Great, excellent. Then I'm not even going to say a damn thing. I'm just the luckiest person alive. Great.
We're so happy that you're here. And that you've made so much time for us as you're having life changes.
I know. I'm in the middle of a move, and apparently I'm in the middle of an AT&T appointment. So I'm just like waiting for him to knock on a door, and then all of a sudden I have to just like inconvenience all of us. So you're welcome.
The magic
until then.
of editing. No one will know.
I know. You'll know, and that'll break my heart, and I'll lose sleep tonight. But no, thank you for having me. And I haven't talked to you guys in actually a while. Actually, the last time I talked to either of you was when I was looking for a house, and I just moved in this week, so it has been quite a time.
I'm so
lots has happened.
happy for you because the search is frustrating.
Yeah, and you are actually the one who calmed me down because I remember texting you mid panic attack about even getting a house. So, so thank you for that. You really helped me settle in quite nicely instead of crying every day.
I mean, it was just nice to talk to someone who also had a panic attack and meltdown because the first house we put an offer on, I immediately threw up in a bush outside of my apartment.
Yeah, I get it. And
Honey.
I had a meltdown. I was like, this is so much money. And then we had to withdraw the offer because the inspection was shit. We would need like a new roof and a new garage and like the plumbing read. I was like, no, we're not doing this.
Oh
yeah,
God.
I think it's important that we normalize kind of actually hating getting your first house because
it's rough.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of, let's put it this way, I'm in the beginning stages of falling in love with it, and I've already put down quite a lot of money, so it's going to be it's going to be an arranged love. Let's put it that way.
Just be
That's
ready
fair.
for when you want to fall in love deeper with it and make updates and changes, and then you open like a wall and discover the atrocities within that then will cost you 1,000 times more money than you had allocated for that project.
Can I terrify you for a second with
Yes.
information just like that? So the reason we got this place, because I really don't like it, but the reason, why we got it is Allison loves it, but the only reason I was suckered in is because of the price. It was like in LA terms a highway robbery.
Yep.
And so it gave us a lot of, it was very under our budget. And so we were like, oh, well, we'll spend the rest on building a studio because right now it's a 1-bedroom. Everyone fucking rejoice. Finally, the biggest place I've ever lived in. And we were like, okay, we'll add on to it. But to add on to it, we had a certain budget for that. And there's a wire that has to get moved on a telephone pole for us to be able to build. And usually
that'll cost $500,000 to move that wire.
It's supposed to cost $400, but because of the way our house is, they have to spend $10,000 to bury it under the house. So that's like an excavation crew has to come out and like break ground because they can't just
you
move
have to
it.
pay for that?
Yes, ma'am. And so in that moment, I was like, oh, I really don't like this place.
No.
But also, the whole reason we got it was because we were justifying that we could spend on adding so it has to happen. It's just like, we'll just eat ramen, I guess. I don't know.
It hurts so bad. We had to have a sump pump put in because the office that I'm in would flood consistently in the spring. And it's like full of recording equipment. Not great.
Yeah, worst place.
They quoted us $5,000 for the sump pump, which we were like, oh, that hurts. But like, okay, because they had to, jackhammer into the concrete and like dig out. My office had already been fucking destroyed multiple times. Ugh. They opened the wall and found like cowboy carpentry from years past that was not up to code. And they were like,
engineering?
Yes. And they were like, we literally cannot continue doing anything until this is this like thing that's holding up basically your entire house that's made out of chapstick and duct tape like has to be replaced. So our $5,000 sump pump then shot up to a $17,000 project, and I nearly jumped off my roof.
Oh my God.
I was like, well, Bill, glad your credit's
house
good.
isn't
You're
tall
taking
enough.
out a loan. I can't do this.
Oh,
jumping off your roof wouldn't do that much damage.
No, because my house is very small.
Lucy,
I break my ankle.
Are you in a house too? Have you had any horror stories yet?
Oh yeah, we bought our house in 2015.
They basically gutted it too. Like they lived in bare bones construction for
well done
over a year, right?
For 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
At least something was completely ripped apart.
Oh, like our Lucy was the first of all of us. Well,
I warned all of you.
Maybe did you buy before Blortney did? I think you did, because weren't you married when she got, or did she get married first?
She got married first.
So Blortney bought, but they did new build way out in the sticks. So she doesn't have the same trauma.
Different trauma.
Lucy has the most house trauma.
I have
for
the
sure.
1921.
Mine's 19 World War II era. This house is
same. Like 49, 50 is where mine falls.
It's
oh my God! You're an adult now.
I know. I hate it.
Your life is about to suck forever.
I know. Yeah. I had a nervous breakdown the other day thinking like, where's my mom? So I'm sure I'll have that again. Anyway, great way to start this. Sorry.
There are lots of benefits to homeownership, but also like renting is fine, y'all. Sometimes I really miss just texting a shitty landlord and being like, this is broken, please fix it. Because now I'm the shitty landlord.
The lawn needs to be mowed.
Jeanette McCurdy said in an interview that everyone was telling her, well, you got to buy a house now. You got to buy a house. And then she bought a house and she immediately sold it. And she's like, that fucking sucked. And
it sucks.
It can't just be the American dream that we point to anymore. It's just not.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
But I've always been really into, I mean, I can't do it because I love my tchotchkes and my things, but I really wish I could be a person who did like the tiny living, like or RV living. I'm like, without knowing anything, I'm absolutely an armchair expert here, but it makes more sense to me than a house in some ways. So, anyway, that's the dream if I can ever relinquish my desire to have everything. So
my dream is having a solarium.
As a maximalist hoarder, Lucy and I both fully understand where you're coming from on that.
Okay, Lucy, we don't have a solarium, but we are. Okay, I lied. Well, I didn't really lie.
Do you have a fucking solarium?
Not a solarium. We're building a speakeasy.
Bitch, what?
And that's why we visit you in the LA area.
It's like the thing where it's like technically a bathroom, or it's technically a bedroom, but it's like way too, like even a twin bed doesn't fit, but they called it a bedroom when
they call my office a bedroom. It's not a bedroom.
Yeah, so it's just a little secret passageway, and we're like, I guess we can drink in there. So that's what we're doing.
We gotta put a milkshake maker in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love this.
And
great.
That's where we drink.
I'm glad for this update.
Thank you. That was very slick, Lucy.
Thanks. Okay, well, I think it would be a good idea. Well, first of all, we have to point out that this is GAC69.
Yeah, so congratulations to M.
Again, so honored.
This is the horniest episode of GAC we've definitely ever done.
Yeah. I hope it gets sexy. I hope so. If not, that's fine. But
it'll either get sexy or poopy.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin the mood immediately with my first headline. But
Okay, never mind then. Look, I hope everyone had a really hot intro to this, and now we can all cool down.
I got so horned up talking about home construction.
oh God. Yeah, I'm going to kick us off with a new fear that has been unlocked. And I want to point out that the Wine Coven are a bunch of jerks. They sent this to me en masse, knowing that this would freak the absolute living, literal shit out of me. And so you've achieved your goal, Wine Coven.
Well done, everybody.
Good job, guys.
You've
Good job.
been heard. You're valid.
You have been heard, and I am afeared. Here we go. Florida man's intestines fell out of his body when he coughed and sneezed at the same time.
I've
Cool.
always wondered what would happen if I did both, the double whammy. But now curiosity killed the cat.
I feel like I've caught. Sometimes when you sneeze, it just kind of comes out your
Sometimes
throat a
I
little
cough
bit more.
so hard that I then get stuck in a sneeze.
Oh.
Like this happens to me.
No. I do cough and hiccup at the same time.
I do that too. We're all fucked.
Okay, so anything's possible is what I'm hearing.
I've been getting a sensation lately when my stomach's acting up in the morning. It's like I either need to sneeze or vomit.
Oh.
But there's like a weird intersecting
Tickle.
sensation. Yeah. It's like I have to barf out my nose.
Interesting. I also feel like I have to barf every morning, but I am just brushing my tongue a little too intensely, I think.
Yeah.
I also feel like I have to barf every morning, but I'm just diabetic with a very disabled digestive system.
Yeah. My
I
doctor
think-
gave
so-
me omeprazole for this.
It sounds like you're the one who is most likely to have to deal with an intestine thing. Then.
Most likely to sneeze, cough my intestines out of my asshole. Yeah, probably. How's that for senior superlative? Put that in the yearbook. A Florida man who was enjoying breakfast with his wife encountered a gruesome problem when his intestines fell out of his body after coughing and sneezing at the same time.
Sir, your colon, your
Sir.
rectum.
If you've rectum, nearly killed him.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah. If you've ever wondered if you can cough and sneeze at the same time, the answer is yes, but it doesn't end well.
We heard that. We got that from the headline. Thank you, journalist.
Yeah, thank you. Bury the lead. The 63-year-old was enjoying breakfast with his wife when a sudden cough and sneeze led to a freak injury that left paramedics stunned.
That's
According
bad
to-
when even the paramedics, you
Are
can
like-
hear them going, what do we do? You know? You're like,
Do we tuck it back in? Like,
Like, do you just shove it? Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do with hemorrhoids. You just
I-
tuck them
no.
back in.
I'm good.
Is that true?
That's one thing I have not encountered, and I'm not having children, so I hope I never encounter it, because apparently that's a common side effect of childbirth. You
I
push
didn't get
so
any
hard.
hemorrhoids.
Thank God.
A lot of other gross shit, but no hemorrhoids.
My mom did. Sorry, mom.
So did mine, and I will
Sally.
never hear the end of it.
Yeah, it's my fault, I guess. I chose this. Sorry.
Yeah. According to the American Journal of Medical Case Reports, the man noticed a wet sensation followed by a sharp pain after the sneeze.
That sounds like a period right there.
Right, grow up.
Okay, it didn't come out of his asshole. This helps me feel a little bit better. I'm going to be honest. When he lifted his shirt, it didn't come out of his penis.
Okay.
He saw several inches of his bowel protruding from a recent surgical wound on his abdomen.
Oh, of course you're
Now,
gonna
of
Of
sneeze,
course.
sneeze, cough.
It
your
all makes
guts
sense
out.
now.
You know,
Man.
Johnny Knoxville had a nasal situation at one point, I think, and he held his nose because he was trying to prevent any damage and had to sneeze. His eye came out, or like bulged or something. But it was, of course,
That is not true.
from a jackass injury.
I also love that you have like breaking Johnny Knoxville news to share with us today. Like, who's keeping up with that guy?
3 a.m. on YouTube is a wild time. But so I
and his eye came out.
It was like it bulged out, and he had to call the producer, and he's like, "My eye is almost out of my head."
Oh my god, I love that.
And they had to just kind of pop it back in. I guess like a hemorrhoid. I guess you just put everything back in, and it's just
tuck it back in.
But anyway, so the sneezing thing can be confirmed for multiple body parts. So just to make this worse for you, I guess.
I'm fucking speechless. Okay. Amazingly, his first thought was to drive himself to the hospital. However, fearing he could worsen the injury, he reconsidered and his wife called for an ambulance. That's such like an old man thing. Like,
totally.
Don't worry about it. I'll just drive myself down to the hospital.
I'm surprised he didn't just duct tape it back in.
Right. Go on with it. Go rake the yard. Like, whatever.
Finish his eggs.
Yeah.
Paramedics arrived within 5 minutes and observed a 3-inch opening with, quote, large amounts of bowel protruding through it.
Wow.
While this man's shirt was soaked with bodily fluid.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But minimal bleeding, so it's like other stuff.
So, okay. So it's a hole in his abdomen. Does that mean like the middle part is sticking out, or did like anything? Did one end flop out and they had to like completely sew it back on?
I think it's like a kink, like a section.
Because we don't really have ends.
We don't really. It just attaches to your colon, right? Eventually.
Okay,
I mean, everything's just kind of connected.
Okay, take a seat.
Didn't know I was on Grey's Anatomy. Thought I was on Gossip at the Corpse Cart, but whatever.
I wonder what like the PSI of your body is.
Great question.
Hey, can you check through your belly button? With one of those little...
The little thing just pops out.
Actually, that's kind of not. Also, here I am as obviously not the doctor of the show. So,
I mean,
I actually think you'd have to put it up your butt and toot into it.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
My uncle's a doctor. I'll call him after this and find out how I could check my bodily PSI.
What's the PSI?
If I were a tire, what do you think that number would be?
How would you check me? They remarked that they had never encountered such an injury and were unsure of the best treatment as normal protocols had not prepared them for this. Knowing the intestines needed to be kept moist, the paramedics covered them in saline and wrapped the man in gauze around his abdomen before rushing him to the hospital. 2 weeks earlier, the man had undergone surgery for complications related to prostate cancer. The surgery was successful and doctors sent him home in good condition. On the morning of the incident, the man had his wound examined and sutures removed that morning. He's just celebrating getting his stitches out.
Yeah.
And he sneeze coughs and busts
Too
the whole
soon.
fucking thing wide open.
Man, I feel so bad. Like he was like, I'm cancer. It's maybe over for me. Like, now
I'm home free.
Yeah, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And he's like, it really couldn't get grosser or worse than I probably already have been having to deal with. And then
turns
that
out
happens.
it could, because also he was having breakfast with his wife after the appointment at a diner.
Oh, it was in
he wasn't even at home.
This happened at a diner. The breakfast at the diner was intended to celebrate his improving health. God damn it, Lucy.
Oh, that poor man. Oh,
but
my
it's
what if
God.
you're
took a
eating
turn for the worse.
sausage when that happens?
Oh, please, Lucy.
Your
Links or
links.
patties? Links or patties?
Links, of course.
Obviously, links. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, what if he had like a big chocolate fudge for, his celebration?
I'm going to fucking borf. Upon arriving at the hospital, he was rushed to an operating room where multiple doctors deliberated on the best course of action. Fortunately, they found no damage to his bowel and were able to place it back inside his body. So I guess it was part of the bowel that actually
stuck it
popped
in.
out.
Weirdly, it could have been worse if it was
could've.
obstructed. So
They closed the wound with both internal and external stitches. He remained in the hospital for a few days to recover and suffered no further complications. He was able to go home after 6 days.
Good for him.
what a nightmare, though. I mean, for all of us, but especially him. I mean, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Is he, do we know any update on, like, did it happen again? Because my fear for the rest of time would be that it would happen again.
I'm assuming he's fine, and that the way that they emphasized internal and external sutures, they were like, no, we're really closing this hole.
Was he Midwestern? Because I feel like the doctor slapped it afterwards and went, that's going nowhere, you know? Like
Florida, but there's a lot of Midwest transplants to Florida, so that doctor could easily have done a bumper tap. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
God bless it. Well, that wasn't the most horrifying thing to happen in a restaurant this past summer, because now I have another from the Kansas City Star.
Oh my God.
Woman dining at Golden Corral unexpectedly gives birth. It's a boy.
Oh, both are just terrible health code violations.
I mean,
No
this baby
shit.
is so cute, though. There's a picture of him that I put up.
Did they name him Corral? Like something like what she was eating?
Goldie.
It's funny that you should say that, because
I love a theme.
Yep. Golden Corral welcomed its youngest fan, a baby boy recently born at one of the restaurant's Arkansas locations, in a
He's real
celebratory social media post. The baby was, quote, so excited that his mother was dining at Golden Corral that he decided to join her, said the restaurant on Facebook.
Okay.
Just spin it into a big old marketing stunt.
Yeah,
Oh, 1,000%.
The PR team was like, we haven't really had anything to hold on to in a while, so let's really run with this.
This is a blessing from God in more ways than one. Tavia Woodfork of South Haven, Mississippi was eating at the chain's North Little Rock location when she went into labor, but the timing wasn't the only surprise. I didn't know I was pregnant, she told McClatchy News.
Shut
How
the
is that not the headline?
fuck up.
I love that they buried that in here.
But also, that's kind of the Golden Corral way. Like, I feel like in the South,
This is very Golden Corral coded.
it's like, huh?
Definitely.
Hang on a second. I thought I just wanted extra mac and cheese today. I didn't know I was feeding for two.
Also, you're low on mac and cheese. Can we get a new pan, please?
Yes, and also his name's Mac. So
We're going to get to the name.
Oh my God.
Woodfork said she went to the restroom when she started to feel cramps, which, like, that has to be extremely common in a Golden Corral restroom.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know where the pain was coming from, she said. My family was in there with me trying to calm me down because they didn't know what was going on. Who would have known that I would deliver a healthy 6-pound baby boy at a restaurant, but I thank God for a safe delivery.
So he was fully born at the restaurant.
Yup. Woodfork
God.
paid homage to her son's unique birth by
Did they keep him warm in like the pass through?
They put him under one of the heat lamps.
Like an incubator?
No, they took them to the hospital, thank God.
Okay.
Woodfork paid homage to her son's unique birth story by including Corral in his legal name.
that's precious. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it.
His name is Tamar Kylon Corral Woodfork. I actually love it. It's really cute.
Wait, I'm sorry. His
Adorable.
last name's Fork. Also?
Woodfork.
Okay,
Wood
I mean,
fork.
come on. Are
Wood
we?
and fork.
It was kind of meant to be.
This
so.
was 100% meant to be.
Oh.
Quote, we'll make sure mom is well taken care of with Golden Corral gift cards while she's taking care of you, the restaurant said.
Very precious. Although I feel like there's that rumor in like at Disney World where if you have a baby at Disney World, the baby has a lifetime pass or something. I don't know how true that is, but that's the rumor.
That can't be true because psychopaths would go there to have their,
there's
to
no
birth
way.
their children.
All I'm
There's
saying is
no
Golden
way.
Corral could stand to have a birth there and then promote it as a lifetime pass. But
Absolutely.
I'm just saying,
I mean, 1,000%.
the baby deserves at least something until his sweet 16, and then they like host his party, and then it's like a clean clean break. You know,
They cater it. Yep. And then goodbye. Fly free.
Do you guys know who Joey Chestnut is?
Joey
Yes.
Jaws Chestnut.
Of course M does. He's the hot dog guy.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of the MLE, Major League Eating. So, not because I think I could ever be in it, but because they are some incredibly wacky people.
I am so happy at this reaction.
Okay, so Joey Jaws, he's
Joey
like
Jaws.
he's a big name in MLE, and he had some. Okay, like relax, everybody, with like the hysterics. It's very true. You don't follow MLE on Instagram? They are insane. Also,
I thought you
Going
made
to
up
now,
this
Lucy and I both
acronym.
are like, wait.
oh no, so
You're
Joey
not on
Jaws.
MLE talk?
Okay, so Joey Jaws, is this what you're going to talk about? That he like was in some hot water recently?
Yup.
Yeah. Hot water.
Hot dog water, technically, because it was about hot dogs. Okay, so if you're going to talk about it, then you go for it.
League eating.
Yeah.
MLE, baby. I'm waiting for the day that I can
Account.
go to an event purely for the shirt.
Oh, Eating contest, Major League Eating, followed by the M. Schulz. Follow. The only mutual we have. There you are, right at the top.
I love that.
No, I've got the right account. That's fucking amazing.
Look,
I was expecting a no to my question, but
I love eating and I love drama, so why would I not be involved in eating drama?
Well, here we go. Joey Chestnut banned from 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Yeah, it was a real disappointment to us all.
I'm glad that I'm reading this to people who this is really landing for. This is like the best possible scenario. Your face lit up when I said the name Joey Chestnut. I've never seen you more joyful.
I've never ever, because you want to know what? I am also having a once in a lifetime experience where someone asked me about Major League Eating.
Please feel free to weigh in at any point. Here we go.
Yeah, I heard about this shit on like Morning Edition. Like it was a big deal.
Huge deal. This is a Fox News story. The big leagues.
Highlight.
The number one ranked eater in the world will no longer participate in a time-honored American eating competition. Joey Chestnut, the 16-time winner of the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest, held annually on the 4th of July, will not be participating in this year's event.
Boo.
Yep.
Also, they sell merch. You can just buy MLE merch.
How do you not have a bunch of MLE merch? Well, now we know what gift basket we're sending you for your housewarming.
Yep.
Like, now that's going to be a crazy trip down my wallet. Okay.
When I got my house, I bought like a million things off of the Bush's Baked Beans home decor line.
I did see that you were having your breakdown in that moment. And it was supported though, because it makes a lot of sense for you. So.
Now we're getting you MLE merch. Eat beans. In this house, we eat beans.
Actually, they have dog bandanas, MLE dog bandanas.
Now you gotta get a dog.
So when he's eating some peanut butter, he looks like he's competing. It's easy. Yeah, I see.
The Major League Eating and the MLE confirmed the decision in a statement sent to Fox on Tuesday. The reason?
Tuesday.
Beef over beef.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Chestnut.
Lovely writing. Yes.
Yeah, they're having fun with this. Chestnut recently partnered with Impossible Foods, a company known for making plant-based hot dogs and burgers. We're a big Impossible family. We don't eat a lot of red meat.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't cut the mustard for the Coney Island-based hot dog company that sponsors the annual competition and was previously endorsed by Chestnut. Quote, "We are devastated to learn that Joey Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs rather than competing in the 2024 Nathan's Famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest." End quote.
When you've eaten as many hot dogs as him, though, maybe he just needed a fucking break. Maybe he was
killing him.
He's like, I'd rather just have a wonky relationship with Nathan's and just eat a fucking plant for a second, you know?
Yeah. This was like a doctor's orders situation.
A vegetable. Quote, MLE and Nathan's went to great lengths in recent months to accommodate Joey and his management team, agreeing to the appearance fee and allowing Joey to compete in a rival unbranded hot dog eating contest on Labor Day, the MLE said in a statement. For nearly 2 decades, we've worked under the same basic hot dog exclusivity provisions. However, it seems that Joey and his managers have prioritized a new partnership with a different hot dog brand over our longtime relationship. This is the bitchiest hot dog beef I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Like, they've been waiting for a reason to be petty, but like, how often does that happen?
Has lost their minds. They are not holding back. These are unofficial company statements.
It got so much traction.
Releases.
It was the first thing that showed up in my feed like 5 times that day. I was like, we get it. You're a little upset. Like, we get it.
They're fucking popping off.
Yeah.
Chestnut, a 40-year-old California native who now lives in Westfield, Indiana, has won the country's most famous eating contest 7 years straight, dating back to 2016. Major League Eating said in its statement that they'd be happy to take Chestnut back if he drops the endorsement. Joey Chestnut is an American hero, the league said.
Oh my
God.
God.
Okay, that I've never referred to him as a hero. I will let you know I'm not that married to the MLE. But
Joey Chestnut is an American hero. We would
said
love
Nathan
nothing-
himself.
Said Nathan himself, his lover, Nathan Hot Dog. We would love nothing more than to have him at the Nathan's famous international hot dog eating contest. I love that they always give the full name.
Yeah,
Which,
they have to.
which he has dominated for years. We hope that he returns when he is not representing a rival brand. Chestnut issued a
fucking
statement of his
chill.
own via Twitter on Tuesday saying, quote, he was gutted to learn from the media that after 19 years, he's banned from the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Chestnut insisted he does not have a contract with MLE or Nathan's. He added that MLE and Nathan's are attempting to change the rules he had abided by in past years. Okay, what team are you on? Team Chestnut or Team MLE?
Chestnut.
I think Chestnut.
I'm
I don't
also on
think
Team
they're-
Chestnut.
Yeah.
Why would he
I-
lie and say I don't have a contract with them if he had a contract with them?
I could also see him being really scared because I can't imagine this being just like a hobby that you don't
No,
make
this
money.
is his
Like,
livelihood.
You better,
This- yeah.
you better make money if you're putting your body through this kind of torment. So I would be like devastated that like my big Olympics every year has now
had
told
banned
me.
me.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I have fucking, I have a mortgage to pay. Like,
Because
could
I
see him
fucking
being
did
really
an
scared.
ad for veggie dogs. Like, chill.
Yeah. Honestly, he should have been under contract with MLE.
Yeah,
They fucked up.
I think they should have had some sort of contract, at least with like their top 10 competitors or something like that. Not brand competitors, but like their top 10 American
competitive
heroes.
eaters.
Like, he's an American hero.
I feel like they should have been like, just so you know, like you can't be representing any other hot dogs. Because you would think
He didn't know that.
he's only known for hot dogs. How often is he getting like collaboration offers?
I'm sure he's getting them constantly.
He was probably like, okay, a hot dog, that makes sense because that's my brand. Sure, a hot dog. He wasn't thinking about anything else. Now he's like, he really better hold on to that hot dog
You're
money. that
fucking
he
with
got.
my money. Yeah.
Yeah.
He reiterates saying, quote, to set the record straight, I do not have a contract with MLE or Nathan's, and they are looking to change the rules from past years as it related to other partners, I can work with. This is apparently the basis for which I'm being banned. In the final update to his thread of posts, Chestnut wrote that the decision to ban him will affect the fan experience for this year's hot dog eating contest.
Absolutely.
They're all coming to see me, bitch. Good
It's
luck
true.
with that.
No
It's
one
true.
fucking watched it.
It's very true. He is the Taylor Swift of hot dogs. So
Yeah, he is.
I can imagine
Hot
him
Dog Swift himself.
I can imagine him saying like, okay, well, I guess I don't know. As a fan of MLE, I am interested who's going to win now that he's out of the game because he's won so many in a row that it wasn't even fair to other people. Like
Who won on the 4th of July?
He's banned next year, I think.
yeah, it's just.
I
happened.
thought he was banned this year.
No, this is pretty recent news.
If someone
Banned
else
from
won.
2024 contest.
Oh, it was
Oh,
2024.
shit.
Well,
I didn't
then
see
I don't
who-
know. I don't know.
So you know what? He was right because I didn't tune in. So
There you
This
go.
happened in June.
Would have tuned in if he had been participating.
I wanted to see Joey Jaws do his thing.
Quote,
Winner
sadly,
of-
this is the decision Nathan's and Major League Eating are making, and it will deprive the great fans of the holiday's usual joy and entertainment, Chestnut wrote. To my fans, I love you and appreciate you, M. Schulz. Rest assured that you'll see me eating
you, Joey
again
Jaws.
soon. Stay hungry.
Thank you, Joey Jaws.
Patrick Bertoletti won with 58 hot dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's disgusting, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read one more for us because it feels like a Mad Lib, and I only read a little bit of it and just looked at the pictures. It's pure chaos. So let's get through all these pop-up ads and then read this article. Here we go. From ABC 15 News. Hamsters found in suspects' pants following Ohio store break-ins. Richard Gere was apprehended. No, just kidding.
Immediately, it feels like Ratatouille, like they were pulling the pocket strings of these people that were robbing
Probably.
robbing a
God only
store.
knows. Out of Columbus, Ohio, a Columbus man was arrested early Tuesday following a bizarre string of break-ins at several stores in Hilliard. Matthew Pancake is accused...
Yes!
I'm sorry, I got another fucking pop-up ad. Matthew Pancake is accused of breaking into the famous footwear shoe store on Hilliard Rome Road just after 2 a.m. The police report alleges Pancake, 31, busted out the glass to the front doors of the store. Pancake is also accused of breaking into a Petland store and a Rooster's restaurant. Police said 2 hamsters were recovered in the suspect's pants pockets.
Oh my God.
Also, when Pancake was found, he was wearing a leopard print onesie, police said. And I do have a photo of him in the back of a police car with the onesie like open, kind of exposing his chest.
Nice.
Did we cover this before, or did I just dream about this
It does
exact
sound like
scenario?
a dream.
This is
Yeah.
new. This
This sounds like
is-
something it's a story I would conjure up when I was like in college and on Spice or something.
Yeah.
Like,
This just
This is a
happened.
Spice dream.
This just
Yeah.
happened last month.
insane. I mean, that really, Mad Libs is the perfect way to, if your last name is Pancake, I'd hope you bring a little razzle dazzle to people.
You got to.
So he's killing it.
It's very odd, Columbus Police Sergeant Joe Albert said. Obviously, we don't know what this individual is going through.
That is clear. Yes. Thank you.
The most diplomatic police statement I've ever fucking heard in my life.
We don't know what he's
Is
going through.
Investigators also rounded up some puppies and birds that were discovered outside the store. One of the Petland owners told WSYX that some dog kennels were smashed with a rock. Okay,
What now?
chill, Joey Pancake, whatever the fuck her name is.
God.
Oh my God.
A ferret and a bird were missing as well. A veterinarian was expected to come to the pet store to examine some of the animals. Pancake has been charged with vandalism and breaking and entering. He was due in court Wednesday morning. I hope the best for him. And I hope he's on Instagram because I want to follow what he's up to.
Yeah. If he had a TikTok, he'd be blowing the fuck up. Is there like a reason for the hamsters? Did he?
No, but I'm gonna say looking at, so there's in the article, there are stills of like body cam footage of his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And this individual is going through it.
Okay. It
We
does
don't know
not
what
sound
he's
like
going
a
through.
sober and or sane person.
No, I don't. I think to the police's credit, we truly do not know what he's going through.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't
Pancake.
look good
Okay.
for Mr. Pancake.
It sure doesn't.
It sure doesn't.
It's moments like this when I think about when last names were created and someone went Pancake. It is.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Totally.
could have been anything else, but he went.
Chestnut.
I fucking love. Yeah, right. That's
You know
giving
what I
Joey Jaws
love?
energy.
Pancakes.
No, it's like
That's
so
my name now.
That's our legacy, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yep. So those are my headlines for this month. Thank you to everyone who sent them in. I really never want to sneeze or cough again. And if you have some juicy, hilarious, wacky, bizarre news tidbits to send me, head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. On Contact Us, there's a little drop-down menu that says funny headlines. That is how you can make sure they reach me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready, Em?
Finally, I can talk. I haven't been yapping this entire time. Yeah. Yes. So it looks like there's a couple. Is confession story? What the hell was that?
Confessions.
Are you vaping?
Yeah, I'm vaping.
Oh my God. Okay.
My time.
She's a wizard.
My time is over. I'm hitting the Penji.
It was like, and just like that, she vanished with the rest of them.
And I'm drinking a THC seltzer, so I'm just really letting myself
Stody below.
Nice.
settle in. Yeah.
Get ready for that call with our lawyer at 4.
Oh, shit. I forgot. I'll let you do the talking. Sorry, Julian.
I'll take the lead.
Thank you.
Well, there's a couple confessions, yes. Do we know who these people are? Are they anonymous?
They are anonymous.
Okay.
For
even
their
creepier.
safety and ours.
Mm-hmm.
Genius, because we literally we do name and pronoun, so you could track them probably anywhere whenever we do listener stories. This is definitely the way to go. Okay. The first one is titled Nightmare on M Street.
Oh, God. Okay. To
It's
be
already
fair,
catering to me. I love it.
to be
They're all gonna cater to
fair, Andrea, our amazing producer who pulls these for our guests, gives them a little name.
I love it.
So
Okay, so it wasn't the actual name.
I don't believe that all of the titles are necessarily written by the confessor, but they are pulled for the reader. So they're
Still beautiful.
Yeah, they're
the effort
specific
is
for you.
10 out of 10.
I love it.
Okay, so it starts.
Here we go.
For context, when you start a story with "for context," you know it's good.
Yeah.
Truly. Let me paint the scene, set the
paint the
scene before
picture.
you judge me.
Yeah, let me justify what you're about to read.
For context, I start work around 1:30 in the morning, which means I have to walk to where I park my car on the street in the middle of the goddamn night.
Ooh.
I'm generally on pretty high alert because no matter how safe a neighborhood claims itself to be, well, fucking patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day, I had just walked out the side entrance of my building to the empty, dark, quiet street and had taken a few steps when I heard a sound, a terrifying sound. Have you ever seen the Saw movies? Okay, what's going on here?
Yes.
You know
want to
that-
play a game?
You know that creepy ass jigsaw puppet comes riding in on his creepy ass little bicycle
His
with the creepy
tricycle.
ass squeaky wheels?
Ew.
That's the sound that I heard
No.
coming down the
Oh.
street in the dark at 1 a.m. Yeah, if all I heard was a squeaky wheel, that
I'm out of there.
I'm out.
I'm
Yeah.
done. Bye.
I don't know what is one to do. That there's no good option.
Leave.
No. Launch yourself into space.
My oh hell no meter was going off the chart, so I put my quick thinking and excellent problem solving skills to good use and landed on what seemed like the best possible option. I dove behind a bush. Okay, hopefully not the one that Amanda threw up in.
Yeah.
But
For
whatever.
multiple reasons, hopefully not that bush, because I don't want whatever's happening in this town to be happening anywhere near me. No squeaky wheels, please.
For a moment, I felt foolish. Why was I, a fully grown woman, hiding in a bush because of the sound of a squeaky wheel? I was just being silly. Sorry. I was just being silly. I should grow up and just walk to my car, right? Right? And then I saw it.
It?
I must offer my most sincere apologies to Amanda
Why?
because I think only she can truly understand the absolute depths of terror I experienced when I
No.
saw that the source of the
Uh-oh.
sound were the squeaky wheels of a tasseled bicycle being slowly pedaled down the middle of the dark street by a clown.
You bitch. You are fucking kidding me. This
A
happened.
motherfucking clown.
Ick.
I literally just spit. Oh my God.
There are no words to describe how I felt, crouching behind that bush, watching as a full-blown clown, decked out in a puffy orange jumpsuit, giant wig ruffling in the breeze, slowly cycled past me on the dark street in the dead of night.
Oh my God.
I have to say, there's not enough Xanax in the world. I would like, and also when it comes to like, some people can like be quiet in situations. The yelp that would have came out of me,
I'd
and I
be
would have,
losing it. Immediately give up my location. I'd be
Yeah.
freaking the fuck out.
yeah, it would be a total tell. He would know based on my nervous energy that he wasn't alone, and he'd start looking around, and then I'd freak myself out even more.
Yeah, you would scare the clown.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
like, and it's 1 a.m. It's on a dark road. I mean, honestly, that's kind of, if this was like a woman dressed as a clown, genius way to keep people away from you because no one's
fair.
going to have a clown in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the next movement. Maybe we just all dress as clowns.
No, thank you. I would honestly, you heard it here first, people. I would rather women just not be safe than have every woman dress as a clown. I'm sorry. I don't care enough about women to make to commit
There are limits.
50% of the population being dressed as clowns in public. I can't do it.
One year for your birthday, I will send you a picture of me as a clown, dressed as a clown.
The conflicting emotions that will inspire.
Talk about horned up.
That is going to create some very awkward sexual feelings, very complicated feelings.
It'll be even more awkward because the only existing picture of me at my clown school graduation was me in high school. So you do what you will with that.
Oh, God.
I feel like I need to take myself to jail. Just hearing this.
A reckless teenager dressed as a clown is actually one of the scarier things you can be. So
very
that was
scary.
A power move in my time, but
yeah, congrats.
No more.
So what? This clown.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does it want?
It just slowly cycled by. I don't know if it saw me. It might have, because upon examination in the light of day, my chosen bush was not the best hiding spot. But if it did know of my presence, it must have chosen to withhold. I know. Honestly, that's
literally it.
But if it did know of my presence, it must have chosen to withhold its demonic bloodlust, because instead of devouring my soul, it went on to continue its slow, relentless cycling into the cold, empty night.
Why are you writing so slowly?
And why is this person writing so beautifully?
That's really a beautiful confession.
It's
a shiver down my spine every sentence.
It's Stephen King wrote this.
Do you imagine? Just
Stephen
for me.
King's a huge
He's a fan
of ours.
What can we say?
It's been almost a week now, and I'm still haunted by this experience. I keep expecting to look out the window and see it watching and waiting.
No.
Oh, God.
The
that
way
gave me
I would be institutionalizing myself after experiencing something like this. Like,
it's one of those things where even if you watched the clown cycle off into the sunset and was so far away from you, you would feel like he knew your address.
Cut to me as Nancy at the end of The Craft, strapped to a hospital bed, going, I'm flying! I'm flying!
Oh my God.
That's me. After this.
The clown is like the demon and It Follows. It's just...
They're coming out with another one of those. A sequel. Yeah.
That movie is so scary. I
know.
I don't know what it is about clowns feeling so demonic. As a former clown, I don't know what it is about them that's just so uncanny, but something tells me it's partially the makeup hides most of the facial features.
That's
and so
what it
feels
is for
like
me.
An uncanny valley kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. It's like a distorted, crude display of basic human features, but under this like horrific mask. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know who or what you are. I can't read your facial expressions because they're painted on.
It's also like vaguely corpsey looking.
Yes.
The white
very
skin,
pale.
the big mouth.
Yeah. And one of the things that I don't think I've ever really said this out loud. So breaking news. But one of the things I have like an ick about with people is if their eyebrows don't move.
Oh, okay.
And
I guess I'll cancel my next Botox appointment.
There's something about, I never really clocked it until one day I realized that all the people I don't like just happen to all have that same feature. And I was like, I think I just can't read your face as well because it's not very expressive. And so, and with clown makeup, like your eyebrows go away. And so I'm wondering if it like just kind of adds dead eyes to the layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unsettling.
And the fact that your eyeballs are the only like part of your real face that is exposed, and that's creepy on its own.
Exactly.
And then if you sneeze too hard while holding your nose, one of those balls could fall right out.
Both could pop right out. And then you juggle them because you're a clown.
Oh my God.
If there's only two, you just do it with one hand though. So you still have a hand free.
And then behind your eye is an endless rainbow scarf and you keep pulling and pulling and pulling.
Yeah, you just stick it in your skull and just keep going.
I love this.
Oh.
Well, there's another story here, and it's titled "And That's Why We Drink," which is very sweet. Fun fact for those who are new to my voice: that is the name of my podcast. So.
Oh yeah, we didn't really even clarify that. I didn't think it was necessary.
I said it in their intro.
Yeah.
What more do you fucking need, Em? Just kidding.
So
$10,000 for one wire that needs to get moved.
Yeah, I wish I could help you there.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay, so and that's why we drink. Here we go. not a worst thing I've ever done. More like a worst thing you gals have ever done to my husband.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not sorry.
Yeah, sounds like someone is taking a moment to accuse.
Called out.
I can't wait to narrate it. About a year ago, my husband and I were on a road trip. Oddly enough, we were driving from our hometown of Savannah, Georgia to And That's Why We Drink live show in Charleston.
Oh.
This is okay. I thought we were just getting like silly with the name. I didn't know I'm actually involved in this. Oh, wait, did I do something then? Shit. Okay, hang on.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I don't know.
Now, my husband isn't a big true crime guy, but he enjoys comedy and has enjoyed listening to both And That's Why We Drink and you gals on occasion. I didn't want to bum him out on Em and Christine before the show, but I put on a recent Gossip at the Corpse Cart episode to enjoy on the drive. So that's very sensitive. Of like, I don't want you to fall in love with them first, but let's listen to them on the way to these other people you'll love. Okay. An important thing to know about my husband is that he can't stomach anything sad to do with animals. Now, to be fair, I'm generally the same way. If the dog dies, I'm not watching the movie. But I have one exception, hamsters, which also got mentioned earlier. So
yeah, and Lucy has reiterated many times with abundant truth that like every hamster death is deeply traumatic. Like no hamster can just die peacefully in their home of old age. It just doesn't happen.
Talked about this with my girlfriend this weekend. I was like, did you ever have a hamster and how did it traumatically die?
Yep.
Or like, just what's your traumatic story? Because some of them survive those things. Like if a hamster coughed and sneezed with an incision in his stomach, he'd just drag that thing around. He wouldn't even care.
Totally. No, actually, they're brutal.
My hamster, both of his eyes popped out. He was Johnny Knoxville, actually.
My hamster escaped his cage and then my cat cornered him behind the refrigerator and he just died back there because he was too scared to ever come out.
It was like a back alley threat or something.
Couldn't find him by sight. Ended up finding him by smell.
Mine, oh my God. His eyes really did pop out. It's just like interesting that I also mentioned Johnny Knoxville earlier. But he was trying to squeeze through a tunnel and he was just too fat and he just really wanted it. And so he kept going and then his eyes came out and then he kept going through the tunnel, like just as if the eyes didn't matter to him. So.
Did you tuck them back in?
We couldn't find one of them. So we just
went like completely out.
No, I'm not kidding.
Like gone.
It's gone.
He probably ate it.
Honestly, how could he see it?
I'm going to fucking throw up.
With the other eye. I don't know. Hamsters are fucking metal.
There's something
They'll
really insane
each
about
other.
hamsters. There's something really insane about them.
Like, of course, they eat their own babies, but like they will eat each other as adults. I had two teddy bear hamsters.
And then you had one.
Then I had one.
Oh my God.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, one of them like tried chewing the other one's like tail off.
Wow.
And then I like put it in the bathtub to separate them. I put the injured one in the bathtub and there was like more than just the tail gone. Like he started eating his whole anus.
Oh, okay. Well,
Lucy.
What?
No.
Remember when we were like, hey, these people who I'm reading about right now, they hate when you talk about animals, especially hamsters.
Except hamsters.
Except hamsters.
Oh, okay, then we can keep talking about how they like.
They're fine with the hamsters.
Okay,
how this hamster ate its own ass.
No, the other one ate its ass.
Sex positive. I love this hamster.
Yeah, very, very kinky. I'm into it.
Oh my God.
I don't think it was consensual, though.
No, certainly. There was stuff. The safe word was not used.
Well, you can consent to eating your own ass, but I don't think he consented to what led up to his ass being available to feast upon.
Yeah. One hamster ate the other one's ass.
What a day. I can't wait to tell the AT&T person why they had to sit outside on my front porch.
For 2 hours. This is shocking. Okay. Continue on. What fucking happened to this hamster?
So they said, I have one exception, hamsters. I don't have anything against hamsters, of course, but like others, I've witnessed a number of hamster tragedies in my day. So I'm a bit desensitized and can commiserate, allowing my dark humor to take the wheel. I think that's kind of the universal stance on hamsters.
Correct.
Yeah.
All of this to say, I had listened to the Coven confession that ended with a particularly violent hamster whose name was Katie.
Oh, didn't they have to throw Katie out the window because she was a zombie?
Being thrown out of a car window previously. So, hold on, catch me up. What the fuck is that? First, so they
I
just
don't
threw a
remember
hamster
the
out the window.
specifics, but like, were they moving or some? There was some reason they had to transport this hamster.
And there wasn't room for a 2-inch long hamster?
No,
I think what happened is that the hamster was like mortally they thought it was dead and they were driving with it, and then it came back to life and attacked the driver, and the
fuck.
driver whipped it out the window or something like that.
Like, did what he had to do, I guess.
Because it was something about it being a zombie.
the hamster was not well, psychologically or physically.
I have heard about the hamster zombie thing though, because a lot of
Katie
people
was
will
not okay.
a lot of people will bury their hamsters thinking they're dead, but they don't realize that the hamsters are actually going through like some period of like a mild hibernation.
Stasis.
And so a lot of people started like this. I only found out on TikTok, and now I'm seeing all the people responding by like going out and like redigging out the graves that
Finding
they buried,
little tiny
and finding-
scratch marks on the
Yes.
boxes.
No.
finding like the fact that it was just hibernating and they just buried alive their hamsters. So
See,
maybe
this
that's
is
what.
the deal with, we can't be upset about hamster trauma because it's like a fucking minefield. You can't avoid it.
Yeah.
So I think Katie was one of those who was like, I'm literally mid hibernation. Can you fucking leave me alone? And then it just fucking flung her out the car.
It was something like that. They whipped it out the window. The kids are screaming.
Okay, well, now we know. If you have a hamster and you recently buried it, go check. Just in
Double
case.
check, triple check.
So, okay, I remember this particularly violent hamster, Katie. And that particular episode happens to be the one we were playing in the car that fateful day.
Oh no.
You guys did an excellent job probably warming them up into my show then that night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, maybe they didn't show. He makes them
They
turn
don't
around.
make it.
They just U-turned. They were like, that's enough for me.
I'm out.
So when that Coven Confession started playing, I warned my husband that it would inevitably end in the death of Katie.
Mm-hmm.
We listened to enough of the intro to hear the hamster's name before he started hitting the seek button in order to skip forward to the next confession.
Oh God.
Well, as luck would have it, he pressed the button just at the right amount of times, and when he paused to check where we were in the episode, we heard, and he threw Katie out the window.
Sorry, mister.
My husband was bummed out, to say the least, but he's a good sport, and though he felt bad for Katie, he couldn't help but appreciate the comedic timing, and we still chuckle about it all the time. I, on the other hand, was laughing so hard that I nearly had to pull the car off the road to catch my breath. Anyway, I just had to share because, again, that timing was perfect, and I really thought you gals would appreciate it. Thank you for the laughs and all you do.
Laughing at your
Absolutely.
traumatized husband is like a rite of passage in a marriage.
Yeah.
In that moment, if that's the case, I wish I had a husband. But I'm sure I'll traumatize Allison instead.
Oh.
That's fine.
We
I'll do
all
what I
do
can.
it. We all do it.
I think by being with me, she's probably traumatized.
I think this
That's
about
enough.
Bill all the time.
Every now and then
Yeah.
I do sit with myself and I'm like, is she okay? I'm like, I don't want to ask because I don't want her to like start thinking and then like leave, you know, but
Wait, do I have options here?
it's like, I hope she's like, I just want to keep her in a headspace where she doesn't even know leaving is an option.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's not problematic at all. No, I love that.
I just sit with it and I'm like, maybe I should just be extra nice. And then I'm like, oh, but am I manipulating her now? I don't know
Am
how
I
this
love
works.
bombing? What's
Yeah.
happening?
I'm like, I'm just trying to like pay back the debt that I probably owe her for being a piece of shit. But
Oh, you're not a piece of shit.
Oh, you're not.
well, if you saw me during this move, I am like, this is the closest to Bridezilla I'll ever be because we operate very differently. I was prepared when we moved into our apartment. That was the first time we ever moved in with each other somewhere. And I realized how differently our brains operate on like where things should go. And so this time around, I was like, we're not playing that again. But I also know that she hasn't changed, neither have I. So I'm just going to stay up until 3 a.m. and just do everything myself. And then she wakes up and it's like already done. So she can't touch it.
Wow, I love
because
this.
Brave.
There
That's
were-
brave.
Well, last time she like put like cups in the bottom cupboard. I was like,
Oh,
why?
that's weird.
Thank you.
Okay, you're
So
right.
I was
Take
like, and
control.
Upper
And-
cupboard next to the sink. Always.
Thank
Duh.
you. Well, she also there was we got this green chair, which I think you've seen.
We have the
before.
same chair, I think. It's the article one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we have the same one.
And I was like, oh, we need something to like put our feet on. Like we should get like a little hassock or an ottoman or something. She brought back she brought back something from Goodwill with half of its legs. I went, we can't,
No.
and it was burnt orange. I was like we're not doing
2
this.
out of 4 legs.
Yes, we constantly refer to ourselves as like that episode in New Girl where Schmidt just moved in with his girlfriend and like everything she does is like freaking him out because like she wants wicker everywhere and he's like, why on earth would you do that? So that's kind of the energy we have at the moment. Anyway, I'm fine. It's fine. We're fine. Thank you.
Amazing.
Well, this is the last room that needs to really be touched. So far everything's a success. So
Great.
if I find cups in the bottom tomorrow, we'll have
Words.
a crisis. A crisis for sure. and then I'll have another spiral.
But you'll have your Wi-Fi.
But I'll have my Wi-Fi and at least I'll have cups. They'll just be in a weird fucking spot.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a final story, I think. Is this the last one?
Yes.
This is called The Haunted Hayride, which really sucks me in because I love nothing more.
Oof.
I am not a huge horror fan, but I love the ones my friends have recommended, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. And when a Groupon showed up for a local haunted hayride and then a trail,
Like a haunted trail.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a haunted hayride, and then we like all go for a fucking walk. I was like,
I mean, that is basically what it is, but you just get further
good point.
scared.
There's like men jumping at you.
Ugh.
Isn't it funny how like all of a sudden we're all craving that during October?
Yeah.
It's like, please, men, come at me. So because Groupon showed up for a local haunted hayride and then a trail, I called my best spooky friend and we grabbed that shit. And because we were those goths, despite being in our 20s, we decked ourselves out. And I wore my favorite thick wedge combat boots because I am vertically challenged.
Hell
Even if
yeah.
you weren't, those are a great fashion find.
This outfit sounds sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're going to twist your ankle, girl.
I can already feel it rolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hear the crack.
When your ankle just goes from like 0 degrees to 90 degrees. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you just
that
go,
is. I can feel that in both ankles right now.
it's like every time you're like, did it break? Did it break? Did it break? You're like waiting for the pain sensors to kick in.
I've worn heels like twice since I had surgery last January, and both times the constant terror.
That's me
Of
with
the
Converse
crack.
now.
Oh,
in high
no.
school, I was such a Converse lover, and now when I put them on, I'm like, my ankles are just, it's like walking on
Unsupported.
little toothpicks. Yeah. Okay. We showed up, got hot cider drinks and donuts. Oh, Virginia gets that shit fresh. Thanks, Virginia. Shout out.
Yum.
And jumped in for a wild night. The premise of the ride was that a deranged scientist lived out in the woods and did experiments with people and DNA, and that he died under mysterious circumstances. And then pig people arrived. Okay, so
Oh no.
I don't understand the full storyline there, but I guess it doesn't have to be totally fleshed out during Halloween, but okay.
Experiments lead to
To
pig
pig
people
people.
that are now feral in the woods. That's really all we need to know.
That's I guess in a horror movie, you're not thinking about how this is rationally possible. You're just
Nope.
running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pig people arrived, like snouts, beady eyes, the ears, and hooves for hands, mostly. It says a lot for the quality of the ride that I noticed the makeup more than the scares. Oh, okay. Yikes. It had the usual exaggerated sounds, people jumping out of shadows far enough away from us. This is important. Shadows jumping out far enough away from us. And one guy jumped in with a chainsaw sans blade. Okay.
Yeah.
No other way I like that.
Both times the chainsaw guy made me pee my pants when I was 9 and 10 at a haunted forest. I was never
Interesting.
prepared, peed my pants. Both
The chainsaw
times.
guy always is actually the thing that scares me the least.
Well, it should be. It's the most predictable, biggest horror trope, and young Mandy just couldn't handle it.
The noise is jarring. The noise
is jarring for sure. But also, like, I've never understood at haunted houses when like people freak out and like, oh, he's gonna get me. I'm like, he literally
Can't.
cannot.
He
So
can't
I don't
touch
know
you.
what you're talking about. Anyway, I love haunted houses, but I will never go to one where they can touch you. I like to walk around and like have some false confidence where I'm like, you can't do shit.
I was just gonna say,
Amanda
Em
made
could
me go.
never handle the haunted basement where you sign a
No.
waiver and they can touch you. I've been locked in like a tiny little chest.
Yep.
You
they
put in a
put me in a
coffin.
body bag and dragged me around to a different room where it was pitch black. Didn't know where I was. Dump fake blood on you.
That's some McCamey Manor shit. No, no.
It's a fucked up experience, and it's really fun.
I hated it so much.
I couldn't do that. Not enough Xanax in the world. I also I don't even mean it like in a serious way, but I would use it in a serious way that day where I'd be like, I have a heart problem. I can't go. Oops. Whoopsies.
Oh yeah, you do have to like declare that kind of shit because you can, if you have a condition, or you can also choose to wear something that indicates that they can't touch you, like a red lanyard.
Yeah, I'd be wearing 5 of those. I'd be like, I want my body. I want a full formal gown of that, please.
Yeah, it's a wild experience, and it tries to like fuck you up psychologically, and there's all these different rooms.
They have that in California now, where there's like a blue necklace that you can wear. You can order it in advance, and it like glows really bright. But it's a like I have sensory issues or something. Like please don't,
which I appreciate.
Scare me. Yeah,
I'm glad
love
that stuff like that is available
for just like normal times or for haunted houses.
They probably should, but no, it's for like haunted houses.
Yeah, can I have one of those to wear 100% of the time, please?
I wear mine at Target. But I've only ever seen it at haunted places, so I think it's for that. But
my entire like autism spectrum score is all on the sensory shit. I am like always so sensationally overwhelmed.
I think I am too. And then also adjustment periods. I cry a lot during adjustment periods. This house. Read this house.
Today, this morning, as soon as we're done.
The AT&T guy will make me cry probably later.
FaceTime me.
Okay, so this one guy jumps out with a chainsaw. My friend and I just looked at each other like, God, the forest better be better. Oh my God.
These bitchy goths. Just like,
I love a bitchy
guy's
goth.
been training his whole year for this, and jumps out at these like unimpressed 22-year-old goths like yawning.
Imagine if that
was
in
their fits.
In their amazing fits.
Imagine if he's also wearing the same wedges and that's why they're a little salty about him. We were literally chatting about nothing, and then the Kingpin Pig Daddy, that's something that Amanda calls me. I don't know how you know that, but okay.
Okay, well, I definitely do now.
The Kingpin Pig Daddy.
KPPD.
I'm changing your name in my phone right now.
I can't really breathe. That was a really good one. That would prove me.
That was a good one.
I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
M. Schulz. Edit.
That really tickled me. Okay. The Kingpin.
I'm changing your last
Pig
name
Daddy.
to Kingpin Pig Daddy. Pig Daddy.
Put that as like their business name.
No, I just want to make sure that when I type M, it still brings me to their contact.
It's kind of fucked up that you don't just want to call me Kingpin.
I'm covering your number, but there you are.
Oh, this is going to keep me up all night. That's the best thing. Okay, so Pig Daddy, he decided to jump out of nowhere less than 4 feet from me with a realistic looking knife. And for a split second, I genuinely thought the knife was real, and I reacted the way I'd been taught in self-defense courses, and I kicked as hard as I could.
Kick in the balls! Yes!
Yeah. With these wedges, by the way, after you were just so cunty, like in like the best way about like how this like better go.
You're just gonna kick this
like
pig
the
in the
forest
nuts.
better be better.
The forest better be better. And 5 seconds in, bam, you're literally drop kicking someone in the balls. That's amazing. So I hope you got exactly what you wanted. I'm so happy.
Your wish is Pig Daddy's command, baby.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, these goths. Fucking love you. I
love it so much.
Not only do I love that you were a little judgy and because I would have done the exact same thing in this haunted hayride, but the fact that you then immediately go into like Avengers mode is crazy.
It's so
very
good.
Cool. Okay, so you kicked as hard as you could and made solid contact with Pig Daddy's kneecap with my combat boots.
Holy shit!
Pig Daddy, no.
Pig Daddy,
That's what I'm saying. You go. My friend let out a shriek. The guy's face went white, and then he disappeared from view because hayride's got a hay. This goth is amazing.
Man.
Please write fan fiction. So I almost fell out because, oh my God, I just kneecapped an actor who was probably a theater major from the local college.
I love
just
that she kicked him from a hay-laden back of like a truck or like a trailer. You're not even like on the ground with him.
And he also legally can't touch you or
you could have
come
clocked
at
him
you
in the
with-
face. You're kind of lucky.
I think, Lucy, that's so. I would have panicked that like, oh my God, I'm going to be removed from this place because I was violent. Like that would have been my fear that like now I'm watching all the security guards and seeing me have shifty eyes.
Descend on Big Daddy, Kingpin Big Daddy.
Well, I was so embarrassed and horrified that I just ran as soon as we got off the ride straight to the haunted woods trail with my best friend shrieking behind me.
Oh my God.
Thank God nobody else saw it, but I still feel so guilty. It doesn't help that I work in healthcare and know how badly he probably got injured. I love that you know your own strength, though. You were like, I fucked him up.
I clocked that motherfucker.
He went down and I didn't even have to see for myself.
Oh no.
That man is an amputee now.
They said, it doesn't help that I work in healthcare and know how badly he probably got injured, like possibly shattered kneecap, and you know those places have shit workers' comp, if any. I don't know which I feel worse about, to be honest, and that was over 10 years ago, and I still get such bad cringe when I think about it. I love that you're still writing about it publicly, though. Thank you. So that's my confession. Please remember to wash your hands, tip your waiter, and learn self-defense, but don't kneecap a guy just trying to pad his resume.
Oh,
Cheers. No. That's a great story.
That was good.
Ups and downs.
Single-footedly destroyed that poor guy's acting career because he's going to be too scared to do live theater ever again.
I think I would have felt guilty to the point where I would have had to call
Yeah.
and tell them. I
think I probably would have
apologized.
I think I would have
done the
talked to
same thing.
staff.
Me too. I would have been like, whoever Kingpin Pig Daddy is, can you tell him I'm literally so sorry?
Yeah, forward that medical bill.
I would also
I
like
wouldn't go that far, but
I would call to give like what's it called, like compliments to the chef, because I'd
like
be
a
like
good review.
I'd be like, originally this was not it, and he really got me from 0 to 100.
He scared me so much I assaulted him.
Yeah, it's his fault.
and it's too
actually.
bad he'll never work again because he was very talented.
Yep. R.I.P. He died.
Well, you know, but he does have the name, that everlasting name of
Kingpin Pig Daddy.
Pig Daddy,
Which is now literally in your contact.
Kingpin.
Oh, I don't know who wrote
Kingpin
that,
Pig
but well
Daddy.
done, you. Very proud.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was really great.
You did a great set of reads. What a crop.
Thank you.
crop.
Thank you.
Okay. This is Coroner Corner.
Oh, geez.
I love that.
I got 2 articles for us today. The first one was sent in by Rebecca. So thank you, Rebecca. And this is from CBS.
I'm not going to thank Rebecca yet because a lot of people weaponized Coroner Corner against me specifically.
Okay.
So
Neither of these topics will really gross you out that bad.
okay, then thank you, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Like Amanda's not at fault for anything
No,
anymore.
ever.
Like the guy sneezing out his guts is probably worse.
Okay.
Started at a high.
That was pretty bad. And I picked that one. You
Yeah.
know, out of that.
I'm glad
batch,
you did.
Yeah, I knew you'd love it.
I loved it. Okay. Early on Halloween morning in 2019, Colby Trickle called 911 to say his 26-year-old wife, Kristen Trickle, had shot herself in their home in Hays, Kansas.
Okay.
Trickle, no. Sergeant Brandon Hopton from the Hays Police Department was the responding officer. After speaking with Colby Trickle and looking at the scene, he was suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Hopton wondered if Colby had something to do with his wife's death. I mean,
Yes.
women don't typically die by suicide with a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly.
But 3 days later, the coroner, Dr. Lyle Nordhook, ruled Kristen Trickle's death a suicide, and Colby Trickle was free to go on with his life. However, investigators kept working on the case.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's one of my biggest fears, is if I were ever in a position where now I look like I could be a suspect, and even though I think I've now been released and no one's looking at me, that a whole case is being written up on me. My biggest fear is that I'm always actually under investigation and just don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like walking through TSA and it's like, wait, is my bag full of cocaine? And
Yeah.
that I
Okay,
forgot.
well, one time
Always.
it did have cocaine straw in it. And I I was very, and it was in international borders technically because we were coming back from Canada.
I'm sorry, a what?
A cocaine straw
For
to
sucking it
snort
up.
cocaine
to
with?
snort cocaine with. It was,
Okay.
to be fair, I do not do cocaine, but there
I was
was
going to say, this is the only situation where M saying it wasn't mine is absolutely not questionable.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I
completely
was
true.
I had to double check I heard you correctly.
I've literally never had an alcohol, so I don't do cocaine. Also, with my ADHD, it would actually probably be very lovely.
I can tell you right now, you can get a lot done on coke when you have ADHD. I've whole puzzles, clean the
I
bathroom.
imagine it's the equivalent to
the
Vyvanse.
bath.
So
the baseboards.
Oh God.
I've seen the memes where it's
Sparkling.
like, I only realized I had ADHD when I did coke with all my friends and I only finally focused.
Yep.
It was like the only side effect. But no, it was a cocaine straw that I found at like an old collectibles tchotchke place. And it was one of the originals that they sold in the Playboy magazine.
Cool.
And it looks like a little vacuum and it's
That's
gold.
cool. Oh
Okay,
my God, I
that's
love that.
incredible. I
So
would
I
have bought
have
that
them-
too.
I have him next to a little troll doll now, so it looks like he's vacuuming.
That is so cute.
But I was like, what if Customs stops and sees like a little metal thing and then they realize it's a cocaine straw? I don't know.
Was it in your carry-on?
It sure was.
Just check your drug paraphernalia.
I absolutely forgot until I was walking through the metal detector and I went, oh my God. I was like, I think I'm going to prison. Anyway, I am constantly terrified that someone is like thinking I'm committing a crime. And no one believes you when you say, oh, I'm not drunk. I've never actually drank. They're like, uh-huh. One time I got pulled over for swerving because I was literally just trying to change the song on Spotify. And they were like, are you drunk? And I was like, I've never drank ever. And they went, okay. I went, okay, well, I guess there's no way to prove that to you.
Breathalyze me, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You have a lot of fears.
Oh, yes.
This is what generalized anxiety disorders do.
Again, I keep mentioning Xanax. I do have a
Yep.
prescription for
Yeah,
a reason.
me too.
so-
Me three.
You're in good company, babe.
If we had a pill party, we would all just end up taking the same thing. And-
Yes.
Yeah. Look at my hair clip that Amanda got for me.
Oh,
It says
yeah.
chill
It says
pill.
chill pill.
I love it.
It's cute.
Yeah, we're medicated.
Yeah, heavily.
Okay, Colby Trickle, who was in the Army Reserve, cashed in on 2 life insurance policies for his wife, totaling more than $120,000. And investigators say he spent nearly $2,000 on a life-size sex doll just 2 days after receiving an insurance payout. There's
Well,
a picture of this man.
He misses his wife.
I was going to say for $0, you could have had a life-size person to have sex with. But
Yeah.
Is there a
Okay.
picture of the doll?
No.
Oh.
I
yeah, that's what
looked.
I'm more interested in.
I know. I'm
The
sure we could
other
just Google.
pictures here are shocking. Okay, continue.
We'll get to it.
Oh
That is
my
not the doll.
God.
Okay.
Thank
I
God.
I haven't seen anything yet, so
The
I'm
mouth
looking
is
forward to it.
wide open, though.
We'll get to it. Okay, Detective Joshua J.B. Burkholder tells 48 Hours correspondent Aaron Moriarty, quote, "There's a mourning process that I think everyone needs to go through, should go through when a loved one dies. And to have him ordering this type of doll just months after his wife's death was concerning."
Uh-huh.
The investigation into Colby Trickle's spending is part of the broadcast called Kristen Trickle Autopsy of the Mind, which is now streaming on Paramount Plus, which I will be watching this
Yeah, I
afternoon.
want to watch this.
When Kristen Trickle's aunt, Delynn Rice, heard about the doll, she told Moriarty, quote, "I was just appalled that he would use Kristen's life insurance money for a sex doll. It was like he bought a replacement of her with her money."
That is a little. I understand the yucky feelings around that. I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I do too.
So, Assistant County Attorney Aaron Cunningham said Colby Trickle spent all of the $120,000 of the insurance money in about 8 months.
On one doll.
So, yeah, so was it even worth it? Like, I'm not saying like her death should be worth, like, I'm just thinking $120,000 if the whole thing is you're killing her for the money and it only really got you 8 months farther. Like,
And
are you
listen-
proud of yourself at the end of that? You
Listen
know?
what he bought with it.
Oh, no.
So in addition to buying the life-size sex doll, he also spent thousands on video games,
Okay, fair.
paying off various debts, and buying music equipment in hopes of becoming a performer.
Oh my God.
Listen, he's following his dreams. He's investing in his hobbies. He paid off his debts.
It sounds like he's actually really stepped it up since. No,
I don't know why I'm like fucking simping for this guy so hard.
I don't either.
I don't know what's come over me, but I feel like I think I just feel seen in this list of purchases.
Your video games. Yep.
I can, I don't know about sympathize, but I can understand coming into a lot of money and all of a sudden blowing it. I get behind that.
Yes.
But I do think it's funny that like he was probably already telling people like, no, I'm a rapper. You don't get it. I'm like a really big rap star.
I'm an artist.
And then he like kills his wife, and now he's like, now it's go time. It's like, it was never go time. Like that was not the last thing in your way, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the last thing in your way, I promise.
And it wasn't your wife either.
Right. Yeah. That's what they're saying.
I was like, killing your wife wasn't the last thing to keep you from being a rapper.
From being a rapper. I promise you that.
I thought you meant the lack of music equipment.
No.
No, the dream. You can have the dream all you want. Maybe your wife should be alive though.
Well, now he can finally afford his $9.99 a month SoundCloud subscription, so he can upload his sick tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm rooting for him.
Imagine the
you
PR.
You really are.
Imagine the PR after you do something like that, and let's say then he took off. Now people just immediately hate you because you killed your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So now even if you could become a big
PR nightmare,
it's not going to work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good thinking.
Well, we'll get to his future, the path that he went down.
Okay.
Colby Trickle would be free for almost 2 years while investigators built a case against him. So Hauptmann told 48 Hours about seeing Colby Trickle right after he reported that Kristen Trickle had shot herself in the head. He said even though Colby appeared to be grieving his wife's death, there were certain aspects about the scene he thought were unusual. So, for example, Kristen was only wearing underwear.
Yeah, wow.
And he said that although it happens, it's unusual, like we said, for women to die by a suicide that causes injury to the face.
Right, a violent
or just
suicide.
Like makes that big of a mess.
Yeah.
And he added that the gun found at the scene seemed too large for her to have fired. Another red flag for police was Kristen Trickle's phone alarm that kept going off at the scene that morning. So
why set an alarm if you're not planning on getting through your day?
Yeah. So the investigator was the one who like silenced it finally. He said, quote, she had set an alarm to get up, get ready for work, had plans for that day. A lot of times individuals who are thinking about suicide and do die by suicide, they don't have plans for the day. They're not setting alarms. It doesn't matter when they get up.
Right.
Colby Trickle agreed to sit down and talk to investigators without a lawyer on several occasions.
Smart,
He thinks
Colby.
through nothing.
He did nothing.
Come on, Colby. Pull
he
through,
shared
buddy.
detailed stories about intel work he claimed he did for the military and his tours to the Middle East and Central America. But when investigators inquired with the military, because remember, he's part of the Army Reserve, they were told that Colby Trickle had never been deployed overseas or out of the country.
No, he was doing one weekend a month so he could get like college tuition covered. Which, like, go for it, but then don't lie to a bunch of cops that are investigating
you. Don't say you're doing intel for the military.
Yeah, right. Like,
the fuck?
Yeah.
DJ Trickle.
Investigators say his lies, along with the inconsistencies at the scene, made them more suspicious about his account of how his wife died.
Yeah.
So on July 14th, 2021, 21 months after Kristen's death, Colby was charged with murder in the first degree and interfering with law enforcement. At his trial in September of 2023, prosecutors told jurors about the sex doll. His mother, Tina, took the stand as a defense witness.
It's his best friend.
She told jurors Colby was having nightmares and trouble sleeping after his wife's death and said the doll was for warmth and comfort and that his mom doesn't think it was for sex.
The denial that mothers can go into is
it's honestly beautiful. My mother would never have it. She'd be like, yeah, if this were me, be like, yeah, that's that's a sex doll. She probably killed her wife.
That's a fuck toy.
Yeah, my mom's up there for the prosecution.
My
not for the
mom's
fake.
a bit of like a mafia woman where she would privately be like, I know what the fuck's going on here. But she
I'm
would
gonna get you
cover
out
for
of
me,
this.
which
Yeah.
I appreciate. But this woman seems to just truly, you can't say a grown man bought a sex doll and he hasn't thought about
And it's just
boinking
like,
it a little
Yeah.
bit.
yeah.
And,
And it's just there
out.
as like a body pillow, basically.
Yeah. It's like just then buy one for $15 at Ross, you know? Not $2,000 of your
Like
dead wife's
everyone
money.
else.
Oh, like everyone else. God.
After hearing Colby's mother testify, Kristen Trickle's uncle, Brant Rice,
It's like,
told
I know
40
sex dolls. I'm coming up as an expert witness. Give me 5 minutes with that doll. I'll tell you if it's been fucked, and I'll tell you when it was last fucked. I'll tell you who. I'll get
Sick.
the DNA. Give me 10 minutes with that doll.
tell you if he blew a load in it.
Everyone needs an Uncle Brant for the disgusting jobs.
Well, here we go, Uncle Brant. He told 48 Hours he was, quote, disgusted, just disgusted. And as far as needing the doll for warmth and comfort, he said, quote, we have electric blankets we use for that,
Which you can buy for $15 at Ross.
At
Thank you,
Ross.
Uncle Brant.
Yeah.
like a normal person.
Okay, I'm glad Uncle Brent is a reasonable man and not a sex doll expert.
If
When
I
I
think
first-
Amanda is Uncle Brant.
I might
When
be
I
Uncle
first
Brent.
read it, I thought he was saying that we have electric blankets we use as sex dolls. You don't have to go buy a $2,000 sex doll.
It's warm.
You fuck
know?
a blanket.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never fucked a blanket.
I'm not fucking a blanket.
No. Now when you have 120 G's.
Exactly.
And a living human man in my house.
Well, this is after you kill him.
I'm not
Mhm.
okay.
Eventually, jurors would hear from Dr. Ashley Christensen, a psychologist hired by the prosecution to conduct a psychological autopsy of Kristen, essentially to look into her state of mind before her death. And she concluded that Kristen was unlikely to have taken her own life.
Mm-hmm.
And go figure, the jury found Colby Trickle guilty.
Ugh,
And
just
in
when he was
November-
taking off on SoundCloud.
Just when he dropped his first beat.
His first
Yeah.
single.
So more than 4 years after Kristen Trickle died, he was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 50 years.
But
Wow.
he really loves karaoke night in prison. I bet.
Yeah.
So.
He's hosting.
I bet he crushes, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no electric
wow.
blankets in prison.
Oh God.
no sex dolls either. So he's really hurting for everything, I guess.
Wish him the best.
Well, speaking of sex dolls, I found
What?
this article.
Okay.
This is from the Des Moines Register, and
What?
this is what the photos that you saw.
You're gonna need to go in that Google Drive
Mm-hmm.
and go into the L pics folder and
L-pics.
and see what we're seeing and why I
Yeah.
thought this was a sex doll.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Why this was in the Des Moines Register, I don't know, but that's how I found it. Okay. More than 2 millennia ago, an unnamed woman died under unknown circumstances. Buried in the tomb of an ancient Egyptian government official, her expertly preserved body would rest until centuries later when she once again captured the minds and curiosities of the living. Dubbed the Screaming Woman,
No.
Oh my God.
thanks
Nope.
to a jaw locked in a perpetual twisted bellow.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
She's a banshee.
That's exactly how
She's
I
a
would describe
literal
banshee.
banshee. Yeah.
A twisted bellow.
Oh.
The mummy was discovered in 1935 during an archaeological expedition led by the Metropolitan Museum of New York. If I uncovered this, I would just slide that cover right back on,
Exactly.
pretend I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I
all
saw
those
nothing.
TikToks where they're like, put it back.
Put it back.
back.
So
That's
you don't have
this.
to tell me to put it back. What am I going to do? Bring it fucking home? I'm putting it back. Thank you.
People bring it home. People are nuts.
I
Oh my
mean,
God. Yeah. It would
Did you
take my
keep
breath
it?
away. Honestly, my first thing would be I'd use my shirt and cover my face because I'd be afraid I was breathing in her twisted bellow.
1,000%.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
The black flies that emerge from her
Oh,
mouth
Lucy.
on the full moon.
No.
The dust from several centuries ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she was discovered in the tomb of Senmut, an 18th dynasty architect and overseer of royal works for Queen Hatshepsut,
Great.
Cool.
who lived from 1479 to 1458, or maybe just ruled.
Okay.
She probably just ruled during that time.
She definitely ruled.
In Deir el-Bahari near Luxor, Egypt. Oh, that's BC, 1479 to 1458 BC. Because the numbers go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago, yeah. Archaeologists excavating the tomb discovered the remains in addition to Senmut's. So it's I think it's his wife. I'm not sure.
Wife or
Including a separate burial chamber that housed his mother and other unidentified family members. During the expedition, a wooden coffin, believed to have been buried 3,500 years ago, was opened to reveal the well-preserved body of an older woman in a black wig and sporting 2 gold and silver scarab rings. Gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Though her true name is unknown, scientists quickly came up with Screaming Woman after getting a look at the haunting expression etched onto her face.
Yeah, it's not hard to give her that description. It's very obvious what's going on there.
So that's not her hair. That's a wig.
That's a wig.
Wow.
And
and it was a
3D
wig from back then, or they put a wig on her for these pictures alone?
I mean,
I think that's her original wig.
I think that's her original wig. It's braids.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, but it's shocking. This is shocking.
Originally, researchers attributed her gaping maw to poor embalming techniques.
Please.
Her chin, like bottom lower jaw,
Like
just like
collapsed.
sagged open.
Yeah.
So they say the embalmer could have been in a rush or simply not been the most attuned professional and could have forgotten to properly secure her jaw before burial. Just secure it closed.
So. I hope that's not just how she died.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Screaming.
Oh, God.
We'll get to it.
Ugh.
But 89 years after her discovery, a fresh examination by radiologist Sahar Salim of Cairo University and anthropologist Samia El-Mergahani of the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiques has produced new details that could point to a different, more sinister theory.
No.
Salim and El-Mergahani used CT scans to virtually dissect the mummy and publish their findings in the August 1st edition of the journal Frontiers in Medicine. So that's a picture of like their CT scan that you can see. It's like an X-ray.
Yeah, I see you. You've included a picture of them putting her into the CT.
Thank you for that.
In the paper, Salim notes that the original assumptions about the Screaming Woman's preservation and burial being a less than professional affair were likely wrong. In fact, evidence discovered on and in her body pointed to the opposite. So part of the original theory of sloppy embalming was that all of her organs, including her brain, diaphragm, heart, lungs, liver, spleen, kidneys, and intestine, were still intact inside her body, which was an uncommon but not unheard of practice at the time.
Okay.
So were they more commonly removed, like soft tissue like that, before mummification?
I think they were most commonly removed and like put in jars, like outside. Yeah, I think. Using advanced techniques like scanning electron microscopy, or SEM, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, and X-ray diffraction analysis. You'll be quizzed on this. Just kidding.
Right. Okay.
My brain just broke in half, but okay.
It's gone, actually.
Salim and El-Mergahani determined that the woman's body was treated with embalming agents like juniper and frankincense, which were materials that would have had to have been imported from Africa and Arabia for a steep price.
Yeah. I feel like frankincense is like, I feel like I heard about
Biblical,
that always
baby.
being an embalming agent. So
Yeah, and it's rare in certain areas, so it's expensive. The natural hair beneath her wig had also been dyed with juniper and henna, and the woven date palm fiber wig itself had been treated with quartz, magnetite, and albite crystals and then braided. It's
okay,
probably
girl.
Wow.
Crystal Queen.
beautiful. Yeah.
Crystal Queen.
Yeah. The use of these expensive materials and the obvious care put into the preparation of her skin and hair indicate that her burial was less sloppy and more something of a spectacle.
And very intentional.
So
Yeah.
Salim says, quote, "Here we show that she was embalmed with costly imported embalming material. This and the mummy's well-preserved appearance contradicts the traditional belief that a failure to remove her inner organs implied poor mummification.
Oh, gosh.
The woman, whose organs and even her teeth were remarkably well-preserved, this allowed researchers to determine that she was about 48 years old and 1.54 meters tall, so about 5 feet tall when she died.
Yeah, she's little.
Bone spurs found in the vertebrae indicated that she probably suffered from spinal arthritis.
Oh,
wow.
Poor
Okay.
thing. Crystal
Science is
Queen.
crazy.
Poor Crystal Queen. There's also evidence of the early practice of dentistry in her mouth.
Oh.
Several of her teeth were missing, but there was evidence of bone resorption, which is a healing process that occurs after teeth fall out or are pulled out. And some of her remaining teeth were broken and showed signs of decay. So he's saying that because the bone regrew, that she was still alive when her teeth came out, so they probably were pulled out for a reason.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Teeth lost during life may have been extracted. Dentistry had originated in ancient Egypt, with Hesse Ray as the first recorded physician and dentist in the world.
Wow. Damn.
Holy shit.
So
Wow.
to Amanda's question, did she die screaming?
Oh, God.
Did she?
Though scientists were able to discern a lot in this most recent review of the screaming woman, no obvious cause of death was observed, but the study's authors believe they may have another explanation for her haunting expression besides just shoddy craftsmanship.
The CT scan of her head
It's so creepy.
so
It's so-
fucking scary.
It's
And
also like such a dichotomy of like the old and the new, because she's in a literal modern day hospital and it's a 1,000-year-old corpse.
And also, like, the coloring on this
Yeah.
scan is giving, like, spaghetti and meatballs from a can.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I had spaghetti and meatballs for lunch.
Of course you did.
Oh, yummy.
SpaghettiOs.
No regular spaghetti and meatballs. Okay.
Fine.
The mummy's screaming facial expression in this study could read as a cadaveric spasm, implying that the woman died screaming from agony or pain.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Cadaveric spasm is not a commonly observed phenomenon, and some scientists have argued that it either doesn't exist at all or is extremely rare.
Huh.
Okay.
So in theory, it happens in cases of death after great and prolonged muscular tension, which is why it has historically been associated with violent deaths under extreme physical conditions and intense emotion.
Oh, wow.
I could imagine like screaming into your death and then like rigor setting in, and then your mouth just kind of lockjaws.
Locks
like that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they're saying, like, if you're screaming for an extended period of time, like as
just
you're
kind of-
dying, your muscles just freeze in that.
Ugh.
Isn't that
Is
gross?
Oh,
I didn't even know that was possible. That's awful.
my
know.
God.
That makes like all the like the horror movie dummies who like are mid scream like look,
Yeah.
like
Way
actually
more
have like a
real.
scientific reason. Yeah.
If a person dies under circumstances of prolonged muscular tension, their muscles may essentially lock into place and fail to relax. So these muscles can stay locked in the process of rigor mortis and beyond, and it is said that this stiffening is more extreme than traditional rigor mortis. So that might be why they're like super wide open.
Gotcha.
Oh, no.
Though it's a controversial explanation, Salim said, it could explain the screaming woman's expression if she were mummified while the muscles of her body were still contracting before decomposition began to set in.
Wow.
So the paper said, quote, it's also possible that the contracted muscles must have prevented embalmers from closing her mouth.
Okay, that makes sense. But yikes.
Oh.
Fucking yikes.
Yeah.
We may never truly know why or how the screaming woman died, and if her everlasting shriek was the result of a horrifically painful death or simply a posthumous slip. Still, Salim said her immaculately preserved body, quote, is a true time capsule of the way that she died and was mummified.
Seriously. I mean, what a
I feel-
specimen.
If I always thought, well, I never really thought about this at all, but now that I'm thinking about it, when I die, aesthetically, how will I be presented? And like, I
And
never
I don't
thought
want
an
it
option
to be
was
the
that.
ring face.
Yes, exactly.
The frozen
Or like,
scream from the ring.
and it can't be fixed. Like it's like not fixable. That's wild. So now I have to be concerned about that also.
Great. Add that to the list.
And also they say like whatever clothes you're wearing when you die, those are your ghost clothes. Does that mean that like if I were to see her as an apparition, is her mouth like that too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably depends on if she's
if a tree
talking or
falls.
not.
Uh-huh.
She's like,
Uh-huh.
please solve the mystery of my death.
Or maybe you just kind of hear the voice in your head so she doesn't have to do anything else with her fucking mouth ever again. Imagine, like, you're like, what if my legacy continues and thousands of years from now they find my body and that's how they found you and now you're known as a fucking twisted bellow banshee.
The shrieking woman.
The screaming woman.
Oh, God, I'd be like, never mind, put me back. That's the moral of the story. From beginning to end, we
Put
said
it back.
Put it back,
Yeah,
put it back, put it back, put it back.
Oh, well done, Lucy.
Thanks.
Will have her face in my head forever. Thank you so much.
She'll haunt my dreams.
Yep.
You did a great job.
Every time I see
That's
a
the
screaming
goal.
banshee, I'll think of you.
Yeah, don't show this to Scott. Banshees are his literal biggest fear.
Yeah, we cannot.
Wow.
I may, in fact, tell him to skip your segment.
So many
he
other things I'm
listens to
scared
this,
of other
doesn't
than
he?
banshees,
Ooh.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not on my radar are banshees.
Well,
they
catch
should
up.
be.
I guess so.
Well, thank you
Okay,
so much,
Em.
M, for joining us.
Yes,
Yeah,
this was
thank
so
you for-
fun.
Thank you for having me for lucky number 69. Very excited to have been here with you and hear all of the drama.
Where can people find you should they wish for more of your glorious humor?
They shall find me at over and That's Why We Drink. That's my podcast. You can find us on that'swhywedrink.com. We are, I don't know when this comes out, but in the next 2 weeks we'll be back on tour. So if you want tour tickets to see us ghost hunting, then you can do that also at our website. And we have 2 books. We have A Haunted Road Atlas and A Haunted Road Atlas Next Stop. If you would like to grab yourself a travel guide to all of the spooky destinations in the country.
The best.
I love that
And-
book. It's so cute.
Thank you. The second one comes out at the end of September. So right in time for Halloween season.
Yes.
And I think that's it right now.
Awesome.
And you can find me on my social at the M Schulz.
Yeah, you're very popular on TikTok.
To very few people, apparently you and maybe 3 other people. But I like
Your
to think I'm
numbers
popular.
beg to differ.
Really? Maybe I just
Yeah.
haven't checked in a while, but thank you. I was like, oh, you and my mom say the same thing, but I can never trust what she says. So I trust what
No.
you're saying, though.
Trust me.
Apparently, I'm big on TikTok, so please go follow me
Huge.
there too at the M Schulz.
Perfect. Well, thank you
well-
for joining us this month.
Yes.
Of course.
And thank you all for listening. And we will be back next month with a new Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
Bye-bye.